Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video. I'm Grandmaster96, and today I am bringing you part 2 of my Age of Empires 2 military guide. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief introduction to many of the standard land, military units, and technologies available in the Castle Age. By the end of this video, you should have a basic understanding of how most of the military units in the Castle Age work, and you should also be equipped to figure out how well one type of unit should perform against another. Please note that this video is by no means an exhaustive strategy guide. It is meant to be a basic introduction to some of the military concepts in this game. Alright then, let's get into it. Compared to the Feudal Age, where we only had access to a rather small pool of units, the Castle Age grants us access to an even larger array of units that are exponentially stronger than their feudal counterparts. We also gain access to new buildings like the Siege Workshop, the Monastery, the University, and of course, castles. We'll start again at the barracks. In the Castle Age, we can upgrade our men-at-arms to longswordsmen, and we can upgrade our spearmen into pikemen. Both of these units fill the same roles as they did in the Feudal Age, but they're simply stronger versions of their feudal brothers. Eagle Warriors are a unit that are unique to Meso-civilizations, so I won't be covering them in this video. We also gain access to the Squires technology. Squires gives our infantry 10% faster movement speed. At the archery range, we also gain access to more upgrades. We can upgrade our archers into crossbowmen, and our skirmishers into elite skirmishers. Once again, these units fill the same roles as they did in the Feudal Age, but they're simply stronger. We also gain access to a new unit in the Castle Age, the Cavalry Archer. Cavalry Archers are like crossbowmen, but they're faster, they have more health, more attack, but they have less accuracy and range. They are an excellent unit, but they're more expensive than crossbowmen as well. The Castle Age also gives us access to the Thumb Ring technology. Thumb Ring increases the rate of fire of almost all ranged units, and it increases their accuracy to 100%. Thumb Ring is an essential upgrade for ranged units, and should be researched as soon as possible. This upgrade is especially valuable for cavalry archers, because the accuracy of the cavalry archer before Thumb Ring is only 50%. Before we move over to the stable, we need to make a quick stop at the University. The University possesses another upgrade that is very essential for ranged units: ballistics. Ballistics allows your ranged units to fire at moving targets with much greater accuracy. Before researching ballistics, your units fire at their target's current location, so if that target is moving, your units will often miss. After ballistics is researched, units adjust for movement and their shots will hit moving targets much more frequently. This is another upgrade whose value cannot be underestimated. If you are building ranged units, you must get ballistics. So if you're wondering right now whether you should get Thumb Ring or ballistics first, the answer is usually ballistics. Now that we're finished with ranged units, let's go on over to the stable. At the stable, we can upgrade our scout cavalry into light cavalry. However, this is not usually done unless you have a lot of scouts left over from the Feudal Age. Because we have access to much stronger units, light cav should almost never make up the bulk of your Castle Age army. The most iconic unit in the Castle Age is the Knight. Knights are fast, they have lots of hit points, good attack, and good armor. They're one of the strongest units in the Castle Age, and you can't go wrong by building them. The other new cavalry unit available in the Castle Age is the Camel. Camels are slightly faster than knights, but they have less attack and no armor. So what's the point of camels? Well, camels are a counter unit to cavalry. They deal bonus damage to all other mounted units, including knights. Husbandry is an upgrade that increases the movement speed of all mounted units by 10%. This upgrade is definitely worth getting at some point, but it's not necessarily as important as Bloodlines or the blacksmith upgrades. In the Castle Age, we also gain access to the Siege Workshop. The Siege Workshop allows us to construct rams, mangonels, and scorpions. Most siege equipment is somewhat resistant to ranged attacks, but they're all very vulnerable to melee attacks. Rams are excellent at destroying buildings. Also, because of their high HP and massive pierce armor, they can soak up a ton of arrows, and thus they make a great meat shield in a battle between ranged armies. Mangonels are catapults that fire a shower of stones. They are excellent at dealing massive damage to clumped up groups of units. They are especially deadly against units like archers and skirmishers, units who are slow moving with low hit point pools. Scorpions are essentially giant crossbows. However, their projectiles can pass through and damage multiple units in a single shot. They also deal a slight amount of bonus damage to infantry units. The monastery is another building we gain access to in the Castle Age. The only unit that is available from the monastery is the monk. Monks can collect relics, they can heal your units, and they can convert enemy units. When an enemy unit is converted, it becomes yours. Monks are handy, and if they're used correctly, they can swing the tide of some battles. However, they're almost never used in mass, and because they are difficult to manage, I don't recommend that newer players build a lot of monks. Finally, in the Castle Age, we gain access to castles. Castles are imposing defensive structures that will automatically fire arrows at nearby enemy units. They also give you access to your civilization's unique technologies and unique unit. These units and technologies are different for every civilization, so I won't be covering them in this video. If you want to know more about a particular civilization's unique units and techs, check out Spear of the Law's civilization overview videos. They are excellent. The blacksmith, we also gain access to a new set of upgrades. All of these upgrades serve the exact same function as their feudal age counterparts did, and they're all equally important. These are essential, get them as soon as you can. Now that we've finished covering the various units and technologies of the Castle Age, let's quickly cover the overall military dynamic of this age. Similarly to the feudal age, in the early stages of the Castle Age, your economy will likely still be too small to field a diverse army. Thus, you will most likely want to continue down the military path you started in the feudal age. If you built scouts in the feudal age, build lots of knights. If you built archers in the feudal age, upgrade them to crossbowmen and continue down that path. Building lots of knights or crossbows in the Castle Age is very common. But as you can see, we have a lot more options in the Castle Age than we did in the feudal age. There are plenty of situations where going with units other than knights or crossbows is completely viable. Lastly, and this is quite important, unless the situation calls for it, you usually want to avoid building lots of trash units like pikes, light cavalry, and skirmishers. The reason for this is that trash units are inherently weaker and less versatile than most gold units, and at this stage of the game, you should still have access to plenty of gold. So, I hope you feel like you have a better understanding of most of the common military units and technologies available in the Castle Age, and I hope this information brings you greater success on the battlefield. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like and subscribe, and if you have any questions relating to Age of Empires 2, please put them in the comment section below. I would be more than happy to answer them. I'm Grandmaster 96, and as always, thank you so much for watching.